Lafayette families, Icaro. We're here to talk about the ceremonies and retreats. These specifically are our psychedelic ceremonies and experiences and retreats. This ain't got nothing to do with IFA ceremonies. If you require those, please DM us. But these is for our psychedelic experience retreats, and I'm making this video for the individuals who are serious. Last year, we went easy on the security deposits, and we allowed a couple people to book slots, and they never fell through with it. So it was a couple individuals who was willing to pay and book their retreat, and they wasn't able to because spots was taken up by other individuals who were just kind of faking the funk. So security deposits is a big thing to secure your spot. We have limited seats every month. Every 30 days, there is a retreat. So these retreats and these experiences comes with ayahuasca, DMT, bufo, rape, psilocybin mushrooms, to the truffles, whatever you specifically want. Upcoming retreats. We have 3 different locations. We have Colorado, we have Oregon, and we have Ohio. I speak about all of them. I'm going to make this quick as possible. We'll speak about all of them. Starting with Ohio, because Ohio is our most affordable. Ohio is a more private and personal retreat comparing to the other ones that we have. This one is one that our tribe 100% orchestrates. We are in partnership with other tribes. So when you go to Colorado, we might not be there. But when you come to Ohio, we will be present on specific retreats. That's in Ohio, and it's the most affordable, and we make it more personal and guided towards your personal experience. I'm not going to say a lot of things for privacy and legal matters, but Ohio, once again, is the most affordable. So let's just take like Colorado, for example, because Colorado is one of our more expensive retreats. All of these retreats got different options. So we have a 12-hour, a 24-hour, a 48, a 72, and we have a 4-day option. We even have a 10-day option, but a lot of people don't like to pay that money. So let's just say for Colorado, for our 4-day options, what it would look like, what you'll experience, and different things like that. And like I say, take in consideration that this is inclusion with Ohio as well. Oregon kind of have a little bit different, but it's pretty much all the same basis. So what do the retreats look like? So you would get here. Let's just say you pick Colorado, right? So you will arrive at the retreat in different places. You know, we have different places, Garden Eden, and just different places that's available. But you will arrive at the retreat, and this is considered day 1. During that process, we will go through an interview. You'll already have a consultation before you come. This is to make sure that people are mentally healthy enough to go through these ceremonies properly. And you're not dealing with a large level of anxiety or depression, suicidal thoughts, and make sure that your human anatomy and your health is up to par to go through these experiences. So that's number 1. Before you either arrive, we will have a consultation. Sometimes we waive that based on individuals, but it is very important for the consultation. So when you arrive, this is like a check-in, right? You'll check in. It's just kind of like as a hotel almost. You check in, you make sure everything is right. We make sure we have your space available for you. At this point in time, we do a review. This review is going to be what you will experience during your time with us here. And this is kind of based on the questions that we asked you during the consultation and based on your needs and your desires from what you want to receive. At this point in time, you know, you check in, you go to your room, you find your setting in your space, you get situated, and then we go, like I said, we go into that review, but then we go into the intention setting. We go directly into the intention setting. This is a conversation and a meditation session, or almost a therapy session, of what you want to accomplish during your time here. Some people want to deal with trauma. Some people deal with PTSD. Some people just need a break of life. Some people want to focus on becoming a better business entrepreneur, etc. There's many different reasons to why people come to us. So we allow you to set your intentions. What do you want to receive about time that you leave from us? What is paining you? What is you suffering from? What are you going through, pretty much, correct? It's like an introduction. At that point in time, we go directly into meditation. The meditation is always important because this is going to clear out the mind fog for you. During this point in time of the meditation, in the intention, between the intention setting and the meditation period sessions, this is going to be clearing your aura. This is going to be balancing yourself, dealing with the anxiety, dealing with those interlocked thoughts that you're dealing with, and how to properly approach this conversation that you've been having with yourself in the city, right? During the normal bustle. So now that we have this time to sit, chill, relax, listen to the wind, listen to the water flow, you'll be able to set your intentions and meditate on what you exactly want to receive out of this. At this point in time, we go directly into the first plant ceremony that we have. At this point in time, we let you experience naturally on a universal edge based off nature of what you're here to do, or that peak season, opening the door, pretty much what we call that, correct? So day 2, once we get to day 2, we're going to deal with mindful movement. This mindful movement could be a couple of different things. So if you have been in our retreats before, you know we deal with hiking. You know, we deal with, we have yoga studios, like in Colorado, they have a yoga studio, which is very big. You have Tai Chi, you have group circle sessions and different things like this. This is pretty much moving the body and the mind, pretty much though. So it's Tai Chi, yoga, hiking, and different things like that. At this point in time, you break your fast, because fasting is very important when you're dealing with sacred plants. So at this point in time, you're going to break your fast. When it comes to meals, since we're speaking about breakfast, when it comes to meals, all meals are vegan and vegetarian. If you have a problem with eating vegan and vegetarian, you're going to have an issue dealing with this experience. If you can't sacrifice for a day to 4 days on diet, then we have a lot more work to do. So all meals are vegan and vegetarian. We do not have any dairy products. It is very important to stay away from dairy when you are engaging in sacred plants. So the main thing that you would have as far as the vegetarian would be like egg. I don't engage in egg and eat egg, so I can't exactly explain to you anything beyond that. But I know that egg is available in some of the breakfast and lunch meals that we have. So you break your fast and different things like this. After you break your fast, you go into coaching. This coaching will be you would sit with a shaman like myself or other individual shamans who have went through the training. And we try to focus on healing yourself mentally and spiritually based on whatever you received during that first ceremony. So whatever conversation you had with the spirits and the ancestors, we kind of coach you through what you possibly have experienced, seen, heard, and felt. At this point in time, we start dealing with the therapy sessions. The therapy sessions is making sure that you're not having anxiety attacks, making sure that you're not having panic attacks, making sure that you are able to experience these psychedelic and sacred plants to the fullest of their degree and understanding. There's going to be a lot of questions after the first ceremony. So this coaching session and therapy session is to usher and to cater to you as far as your emotions go, your mental health go, and your spiritual state going through this process. Once we go through that and we kind of like understand what we're dealing with here spiritually, we go into a lunch. This lunch, once again, vegan and vegetarian meals, and we keep it light as possible based on spirituality. So sometimes you could probably fast, and this is not one of those cult retreats and resorts I've been to and heard about those cult retreats. You're not forced to say. So in most of these situations, if you want to check in and just stay in your room the whole time other than your ceremonies, you're able to do that. It's not a mandatory session to where you have to talk to us, to where you have to come to the meditation circle, to where you have to engage in anyone else that could be possibly on a resort or in the retreat with you. If you want alone time, you want your peace, you want your isolation periods, you can have that. So once again, we're on day 2. So once you get done with the coaching and therapy, we go to the lunch. And like I said, in between all of these segments, you're going to have time to take a walk. You're going to have time to whatever. We advise people to like try to keep their phones away from them, but you have access to your phone. We don't take your phone. We want people to be comfortable, and we want people to have access to whatever they want to have access to. We're not trying to control anyone. So you will have periods to where you can just like go off by yourself and do what you want to do, experience the land. Like I say, we're dealing with Colorado and Oregon, so you got the mountains there, you got the streams, the ponds, the hiking trails, the forests and woodlands, and different things like that you can engage in. Go out and see the butterflies, listen to the birds, go meditate and hike on your own. etc., etc. So later on day 2, later on that night, after you take lunch and you take time to like clear your mind or whatever, we're going to usher you back into the ceremony, the second sacred plant ceremony. At this point in time, you experience what you experience and you go on. Take in mind that I'm not speaking about dinner. Usually when you go through these ceremonies, they're usually at night. I can't guarantee you they're going to be at 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m., etc. I can't guarantee the times exactly, but we try to keep an itinerary. We try to keep a schedule. So when you are done with lunch, you're going to take your time, breathe, etc., and you're going to go to that second ceremony. It's going to be at night, is what I'm saying. It's going to be during the PM hours, correct? So 9 times out of 10, people don't eat dinner. People don't want to eat dinner. Your appetite is not really going to be there. Certain people is different, so we can't guarantee that, but it's not exactly going to be mandatory that we just offer dinner to you. We're always going to have amenities. We're also always going to have accommodations and refreshments for you available. Specifically like in Ohio. Ohio is like a couple of them is the same as Ohio, but Ohio, we're in city limits. So you have gas stations nearby. I think it's 20 minutes to the Walmart, etc. like that. So if you needed something, you can either pay us or we'll send for a Uber or a courier for you to take you to where you need to go to get the refreshments that you need to go. But we advise that you stay isolated. You stay locked in during this period so you can really focus on the problems or the complications or the answers that you're coming here to seek. So we feel comfortable, taking your money and then going out to get exactly what you need for you. But we don't mind sending you out if you need to go out. Like I said, this is not a cult. So once you're here, our job is to make you comfortable and you have full accessibility. You are safe and you are protected, especially in the Ohio tribe and other tribes like in Colorado. You will be protected. We have security and we make sure that you are in a private setting based on your private manners, right? So based on your accommodations of what you want. So day 3, like I said, I've mentioned that to say you probably won't get dinner day 1, day 2. We always have refreshments for you and amenities for you, but that's based on our experience dealing with the sacred plants that you're not probably going to want to eat dinner. So we'll go through that night from lunch to ceremony into the next morning. The next morning, day 3, we usually start working on root work. So this is finding out or asking those hard questions as far as lineage and ancestors and spiritual backgrounds and spiritual previous lives and different things like that. Grounding, we deal with grounding a lot, especially in our spring and summer ceremonies. We deal with grounding a lot. So we'll go take a walk in the woodlands barefoot. We even have mud ceremonies to where we bury you like up to the chest, the stomach, or the neck based on you, and you are able to soak in and connect with the universe. These are our root work and our grounding ceremonies, usually on day 3, the next morning after you have already experienced and been talking to the ancestors. We kind of try to ground you. After this ceremony, we go into the 3rd breakfast, once again, vegan and vegetarian meals. After you break your fast, you will go into another coaching and therapy session, once again, just to kind of document and journal anything that you're experiencing, any questions that you might have, and how to track down these answers. It's very important to always go through the therapy and do a self-awareness check, a mental health check while you're going through these processes. So after the therapy and coaching sessions, you will go into your lunch. Once I'm saying this is not like a super strict schedule, so you will have time to do what you want in between. But after your lunch, of course, we try to give you a little fasting session, and then we go into ceremony 3. During ceremony 3 is when we start ushering in different things like Reiki healing. We start ushering in different things like sound baths and sound healings and different things like that. Water treatments, water ceremonies and different things like that, right? So at this point in time, once again, we always have refreshments, but no exact dinner will be like served. We go into day 4. Day 4 starts the mindful movement again. So this is where you go back to the yoga, the Tai Chi, the breath work is very big with this too. I think we start breath work. We start breath work. We teach you on day 1, but we start implicating it on day 3 during the root work. And maybe during your coaching sessions, based on what you want, you can have it every day if you want it. But breath work starts to be a big thing during the fourth day of the mindful movement, when we start doing yoga and kundalini meditations, pranic breathing exercises of how to unlock different kundalini energies inside of you. Then we go into another root work and grounding session, making sure you're balanced, making sure the universe is, we're checking with the universe. After that, of course, we go back to a therapy session. This, we kind of like to have it a group session, because this is like a real, like those AA meetings to where you're at the brink of your climax. You want to get things off your chest, any confessions, any secrets. Sometimes we see people confess all different types of things, or just hear stories from someone else. So we kind of try to urge a group setting on the last day, so you get a sense of community, so you get a sense of us as a family pulling together and healing as a unit, correct? After that, we go into lunch. Once again, fasting will be between us, and we're having light lunches and vegan and vegetarian lunches. So you're just eating different foods. Teas and tonics and tinctures will be issued throughout this. That's other, not exactly sacred plant medicines. Well, some is like sun opener or blue lotus, but normal tinctures like hawthorn, echinacea, etc. that we will have you taking. Maybe you have a cold, maybe you have a headache, maybe you have blood pressure, etc. We try to like deal with that as well. We have assigned licensed practitioners that can help with that as well. After that lunch period, like I said, we have been fasting. We've been going through different teas and tinctures, different things. We're going to go directly, and not directly, we're going to take a little minute and go towards the fourth ceremony. This fourth ceremony is when we kind of up the dosage for you. Between day 3 and day 4, the dosage will be upped for you compared to day 1 and day 2. And then at this point in time, while you're still experiencing, we go into fire ceremonies. Once again, we bring back not exactly Reiki healing, but we work on the breath work. We work on different things like healing the inner child, doing PTSD work, doing mental health work, and different things like that. And then we just go into the next spots. The next morning, we have a final coaching session. Any questions you want to ask, any answers that you need, we try to pursue that and get to that goal. And at this point in time, we start dealing with the departure. So just trying to get you ready to go back into the real world, go back into the hustle and the bustle, go back to the city, and start dealing with your family, friends, and coworkers again. So I just want to give like a quick rundown, like if you booked a 4-day session, what that will look like, because that's our main a sought after duration is 4 days. But even if you have like a 24-hour 2-day session, we try to like take bits and parts of that whole itinerary and mold it into whatever duration you need. So based off of that, once again, Ohio is our most affordable. Ohio is one of the regions that you can literally spend $200 and receive this. Other ones is a little bit more expensive because we have actual other practitioners and other shamans that's involved, other tribes that's involved, and we try to get you to a resort to where you can travel to this location. And even if you travel to Ohio, it's just a different vibe. So you're actually like secluded on Colorado and Oregon. Sometimes we even have it in like New York. Florida is coming back up during the springtime. We have Mexico, we have Texas, we have Costa Rica, we have Puerto Rico. Sometimes Jamaica comes up, but not much. And if you book these, you also get discounts for bigger ones. So like I say, if you booked one from Colorado, Oregon, or Ohio, New York, Florida, or Texas, you get discounts for like Costa Rica. You get discounts. We have them in Spain as well. Sometimes even in the United Kingdom, we have a couple of them. So I just wanted to give like a quick rundown of what to experience, or what to expect, what you experience. And remember, like I say, Ohio is where you get a more personal, private setting with our specific tribe, to where we can get you more access to this. Now, as far as like privacy and legal matters, this is our main thing, making sure you are comfortable, making sure it's private, and making sure that we are doing things between the legal lines of things. So we keep a lot of things private in general between the conversations. So this is a big thing why we do consultations beforehand in the evaluation, making sure you're not trying to destroy our resources for everyone else, correct? So I just want to talk about just the normal basics of it. And like I say, we have a lot of different ones. If individuals is looking for ayahuasca, bufo, repe, psilocybin, mushrooms, as far as the truffles go, we try to stay away from cannabis. Cannabis is tainted. Cannabis is whatever. Not saying that if you had cannabis during the retreats that you would get penalized or we would have anything to say, but just saying we try to stay away from it unless we're drinking it in a tincture and different things like that during the ceremonies. We won't take your cigarettes. So people was asking about that. We won't take your nicotine. We won't take your tobacco. We just give you recommendations of what's the best way to experience this. So that's why we usher you to fast. We usher you to meditate. We usher you to bring someone with you, to bring a guest, to bring a friend or a family member, not only for your comfortability, but for the experience. So even if they don't want to take psychedelics, it's good to have someone recording certain things, journaling for you, and just experiencing, making sure that you have a personal guide that's with you. Our biggest thing is making sure these resources get to you. As a shaman, this is my job, you know, to make sure that I can preserve the culture, I can preserve these resources, whether they're sacred plants or regions, tribes, villages, retreats, resorts, making sure that it's my job to preserve these areas, preserve these substances, and preserve these relationships with the other tribes so we can give you the resources that you need when you are ready to come for your real retreat. A lot of people is always going to have retreats, and the thing that makes us different is that we actually try to not only make sure that you're comfortable, but we try to figure an answer out for you. So the people who is emotional, the people who is depressed, you know, we saved 2 people from suicide last year during these retreats. And it's just, that's why we're here, to make sure you can get the answers that you need on a spiritual level, and also everyone else to be able to gain a light or a new life or a rebirthing as far as mental health, as far as mental states, as far as spiritual states. The rebirthing process that we have, we never like to use the word guarantee, but we can almost assure you that everyone who have came to us over the last 4 years, no one, you have never heard of no one coming to any of our retreats saying that we misused them, misused their finances, abused them verbally, mentally, or physically, or sexually. Like I say, we're protected here. And based on your privacy, we even will hire prone security. So while you're at that vulnerable state or we're going through certain ceremonies, we will have individuals who are not under the influence of any substance, who are trained for security to make sure that they are securing the land for us while we're in that vulnerable state, trying to talk to our ancestors or spiritual realm, correct? So I can end up talking all day. One question that came through while we were just doing this: what is the main things not included? So if you know by now, we always send you those pictures. Like, we always promote those pictures of what the region looks like, the ponds, the mountains, the rivers, the forest lands. We show you the suites that you stay in, where you will be resting, where you will be sleeping. We try to send you what the kitchen looks like and different things like that. So as you book these, we will send you what the location looks like and where you will be staying. The only things that's not included, of course, we do not provide, so transportation will be an extra fee. So if you cannot come directly to us, meaning if you can't fly in, get a Uber or have a ride set up to get here, we can come get you for an extra fee. We will pick you up from the airports. We will pick you up from wherever if you need that. There is like just small amenities that's not included. So of course things like Wi-Fi is included. The suite is included with your booking reservation. Your meals is included. But if you, like I say, if you had required, you know, it's the second day, you want to go to Walmart, you will have to be liable to either pay us or pay the Uber or the courier to be able to take you there. If you wanted to leave early, if you wanted to, like I say, you can pay us a fee to come pick you up and drop you off and different things like that. So traveling is not included, because sometimes we get people here and they be on day 2 and they want to go to Walmart, but they never been in Ohio before. Let's just use Ohio for example, or they never been in Colorado before, so they want to like go to like Denver. They want to go to like certain malls and different things like that. We have nothing to do with your personal and extra activities while you're in the region. Our responsibility is for you when you arrive at the retreat in the resort, based on your booking accommodations. So if it was in your booking for us to take you to Walmart, then that's a different conversation. If it's in your booking agreement for us to take care of your tobacco urges, then that's a part of the agreement in the contract, and you will have to pay extra for that. So if you was just say, because we have been doing this for a while now, so we have experienced different things. We had an individual come through and he was like, I want to spend all my time there. I don't want to exactly go to Walmart. So he paid for us to go to Walmart, get him an extra blanket, to get him some extra underclothes. He wanted like some deodorant and like some body wash, specific body wash while he was here. And he wanted a pack of cigarettes. All of that, he had to pay for those items and had to pay us a small fee to actually go track down those items and get them for him. And we don't mind doing that. We just want to be upfront about people, to people, to let them know that there is a couple like small amenities that we don't have any responsibility for unless you have an agreement with us to take care of those accommodations while you're here with us. Our main thing is to make sure that you can reach your level of spirituality, you can get the answers you want, and that you can deal with your anxiety, your PTSD, your depression, your suicidal thoughts, your drug abuse, your childhood abuse, etc., on a more thorough level, private level, comfortable, and as rapid. I was trying to like think about like the word acceleration, but it's not about acceleration. It's about how can we rapidly evolve you to where you won't have to worry for the next 30 to 60 days about being where you was the previous 30 days. So we try to get you a rapid situation. That's why we have 12 hours all the way to 4 days available for most of these retreats, correct? So I don't want to rant anymore. I think I've kind of covered a lot of the basic things. If you have any questions, definitely put them down in the comments. We'll try to answer them for you. If you have any personal questions or private questions, please email us, kanian700@gmail.com. That's KHANIAN 700@gmail. Or you can DM us on any of our platforms. We can respond back to people in a day. Or reach us at coaficon.com. Send us a message over there. That's more private for us. Emails and the website is more private for us. So individuals who are serious and want to have those conversations about what sacred plants will we engage in, what resources will we have available, to have in a private conversation, definitely send us some information. And if you send the security deposit, we will send your consultation. We will have your consultation and we can answer all the questions you need. So I hope that I answered pretty much the basics of the questions that people sent in, the itinerary. If people are worried about the price, once again, please contact us. We have many different prices. We have prices from $100. We have $100 packages all the way to $7,000 packages. So it's just all based on what you want. If you're ready to go to Spain and experience ayahuasca, we have resources for that. If you want to go down to Mexico and go through Rape, we have resources for that. If you want to, we even is working on a package to where we travel to you. It would be more expensive compared to like the ceremonies I mentioned, but if that is a possibility for you, we will do that. Me, one or two priestess and another shaman, we will pack up and we will come to you and be able to give you this in the comforts of your own home. So I hope that I answered most of you guys' questions. I hope that I have promoted this as best as my ability at this moment. And I hope to see you guys at the next retreats and ceremonies. Our next one is in February, and we have one in April coming up. I think Colorado starts in April, but we have Ohio in February. I think we have Oregon starting in March. So for the individuals, like I say, we have ceremonies every month. So whatever and whenever you are ready to take that next step forward on a serious level, once again, we will have small security deposits because we're tired of dealing with people who are not serious and taking seats and slots and time spaces away from other people who are really ready to do the work spiritually and mentally. So once again, I hope that I have educated you on our process. I hope to see you during our next retreats and resorts. And if you have any information, please contact us on those slots that we made available for you. Eshe Bakun. Everybody stay healthy out there, and power is ultimate.